This commentary is not political, yet politics are an influence. This is not a summation of what is or has been, but rather what lies between that which is fiction and that which is reality. What this possible headline is intended to do is to make you wonder, what if? Food or fuel. As you may know, ethanol is a type of alcohol produced by yeast or bacteria when they convert sugars into energy. Brazil is the second top producer of ethanol, and they grow sugarcane, which is the best source. Here in the U.S., which is the top producer, we use corn. True, it's not as great as sugarcane, but that's what we grow because of our climate. As America tries to reduce our need for foreign oil, there are those who want to increase production of ethanol and use it as a gasoline additive, far more than the current 10%. This is not without problems. Ethanol is a slow poison to most engines. Ask a boat owner about that. Ethanol slowly eats away the gaskets of engines and eventually causes the need for replacement. Ethanol does burn, but it has about 1/3 less power, so the more ethanol that's added to gasoline, the less power you get, and the more engine damage. Of course, the problem is, there's only so much land that can be farmed. We are raising corn for human food, animal feed, and fuel. So our headline that may or may not come true is based on what can happen should we put all of our proverbial eggs in one basket. May this come to pass or not is unknown, but it is hoped that this makes you wonder, what if? Another record-breaking day at the commodities market. Hope you had your cornflakes for breakfast. It may be the last time. This is Jeff Silvers with tonight's headline news. Today's commodities market had another record-breaking day to what agroeconomists are calling the corn scourge of the century. Corn hit new levels today at $45.75 per bushel, with wheat being pushed close to the $70 mark, closing today at $69.87 per bushel. With nearly 65% of the United States corn crop being hit by a corn blight this summer, prices are destined to go only higher. The major cereal companies are already on the verge of collapse, as the average box of cornflakes hit over $15 a box, and some wheat-based cereals nearly $20. The national average for a loaf of white bread is now $14.34. Meanwhile, meat and dairy prices are now 20 times what they were last year. The White House today admitted that there is little that it can do. John Hirsch, a member of the president's staff, had this to say: The federal government can only do so much to ease the current problem. We have lowered tariffs and eased trade agreements as best we can to get foreign grain shipped here, but world demands have increased as well. Our own grain surpluses have reached zero now, but we are releasing all fuel companies from contracts that require them to make and add ethanol to gasoline. This will boost grain supply by a few million tons, but in the end, gas prices will continue to rise as well as food. We must do our best to tough this one out. In reference to gasoline prices, Dr. Joyce Sherman of Petrocom had this to say: Removing the required amount of ethanol will only affect climbing gas prices by a few percentage points. Since the government's cutback on foreign oil, our own oil reserves are being rapidly depleted. We can easily see gasoline prices reaching over $15 a gallon by next month, and even higher. Our other alternatives for adding ethanol, such as switchgrass, cannot even come close to filling the 1% that we need to lower gasoline prices back down. Many agriculturists and environmentalists warned of this particular problem long ago, as farmers increased their dependence on monoculture produce, that is, depending on only one or a few plant types as their only crop. What does the future hold? High prices for now, and not much for breakfast. Next up on Headline News, dog person or cat person? The secret is now out on why you may be one or the other.